Welcome back to another blockbuster movie breakdown. Alright, we've seen bank robberies in movies, we've seen diamonds stolen from museums, and we've even seen casinos getting robbed. But have you ever heard of stealing 3,000 kilograms of gold from one passenger plane to another while flying mid-air at 40,000 feet? Hearing this, you're probably thinking, guys, is this even possible, or are you telling me a made-up story? Believe me, guys, the concept of today's movie, Lift, is so unique and so next level that after watching it, your logic is going to go right out the window. The thieves in this movie aren't some common pickpockets. They are the elite class of the thief world. And the twist at the very end, after watching that, you're going to literally jump out of your chair. In today's video, I'm going to present every single detail of this impossible heist story for you. So fasten your seatbelts tight, because we are about to take off into a world of action and thrills. At the beginning of the story, we head to the dream city of Venice, Italy. A very luxurious auction house is shown there. Expensive paintings, sculptures, and antiques are being sold. And right in the middle of this crowd, we see the hero of our story, Cyrus. Although Cyrus looks like an ordinary handsome gentleman, actually he's an international art thief, meaning stealing famous items from cop museums around the world is his passion and his profession. However, Cyrus doesn't work alone. He has an amazing team with him. Let me introduce the squad. First, there's Denton, who is a master of disguise. Then there's Camilla, who can fly anything from a bicycle to a jet plane. Next is the hacker, Mi-sun, for whom no security system in the world is safe. There's the engineer, Luke, and the safecracker, Magnus. They've all come to Venice together to pull off a big score. Suddenly, a mysterious digital artist named N8 makes an entry at the auction house. Who N8 is, no one in the world knows, because he always wears a mask. He brought an NFT art piece, which is basically a high-tech mask. The specialty of this mask is that it has tons of sensors and cameras that can create digital art. As soon as the auction starts, Cyrus shocks everyone by bidding $20 million and buying that mask. But the real event is happening somewhere else. While Cyrus is busy at the auction in Venice, two members of his team, Luke and Magnus, have raided another secure vault in London. A famous painting by Van Gogh was kept there, worth about $12 million. Magnus opens the vault in moments with his magic hands and steals the painting. Then he puts it in a waterproof tube and throws it into the nearby river. Luke was already waiting in the river with a speedboat. He collects the tube with a remote control and vanishes into thin air. Let's head back to Venice. There is tight security all over the auction house, and the responsibility for this security lies with Interpol agent Abby. Abby has been trying to catch Cyrus for a long time, but keeps failing due to a lack of evidence. She could sense that Cyrus was planning something. Just then, on Cyrus's signal, Mi-sun hacks the main power grid of the entire auction house. In an instant, all the lights go out and the emergency alarms start ringing. Taking advantage of the darkness, Cyrus tells N8, "Hey man, your life is at risk. Come with me." N8 thinks Cyrus wants to save him, so he gets on a boat with Cyrus. Driving the boat is our driving expert, Camilla. But Abby isn't the type to give up so easily. She grabs a boat and starts chasing them. A breathtaking chase sequence kicks off through the canals of Venice. Just when Abby had almost caught them, Mi-sun uses her hacking skills to raise a huge barrier in the middle of the river. Cyrus's boat passes through, but Abby gets stuck at the dam. Cyrus escapes right in front of Abby's eyes once again. Later, we find out Cyrus didn't actually kidnap N8. Instead, they had a deal. Cyrus explained to him, "Look, if the world knows that you've been kidnapped and your mask was stolen, then overnight, the price of your NFT will double." And that is exactly what happened. As soon as the news of the kidnapping spread, the price of the $20 million NFT skyrocketed to $89 million. Cyrus pays N8 his cut, bids him farewell, and starts celebrating with the team. Now it's time for the villain of our story to make an entry. His name is Lars Jorgensen. The man is a billionaire banker, but actually, he is a psychopathic criminal. Jorgensen has chosen a heinous path to make money. He pays various hacker groups to launch cyber attacks on major cities. For example, opening city dams to cause floods, jamming airport systems, stuff like that. As a result of these accidents, when the stock market crashes, he makes insane amounts of money by short selling, meaning he makes money over people's dead bodies. Interpol boss Huxley finds out that Jorgensen has hired a hacker group named Leviathan. Their job is to hack the water supply systems of major European cities and cause floods. In exchange, Jorgensen is giving them gold bars worth $500 million as payment. This gold is being sent from London to Switzerland. Huxley realizes that if this gold reaches the hackers, thousands of people will die. But it's not possible to stop Jorgensen legally because all the paperwork for the gold is legit. So Huxley makes a strange decision. He tells Abby, "We can't confiscate this gold, but if someone steals it, then the hackers won't get paid and the deal will be canceled." In other words, the police now want to hire a thief. And for this job, who could be better than Cyrus? Abby goes to Cyrus reluctantly. At first, Cyrus didn't agree, but Abby blackmails him. She says, "I have all the evidence of your Venice and London thefts. Either you steal the gold for us or go straight to jail." Forced by the circumstances, Cyrus agrees, but he sets a condition. Immunity must be granted to all team members, and Abby has to participate in the heist with them. The team members refuse as soon as they hear the plan. Because Jorgensen is sending the gold on a passenger flight, an Airbus A380. This is the world's largest passenger plane. And the gold will be in the plane's cargo vault, which is super secured. Taking gold out of the airport while dodging security is impossible. So Cyrus comes up with a crazy plan. He says, "We won't steal from the ground, we're gonna steal mid-air, when the plane is at 40,000 feet. Everyone is stunned. The plan is they will get a private stealth jet. Taking that jet, they'll position themselves right under the belly of the Airbus A380. To avoid being caught on radar, the jet has to hide behind the signal of the big plane. Then, establishing a connection between the two planes mid-air, the vault will be cut and the gold will be removed." Just hearing that gives you goosebumps, right? They start prepping for the mission. A high-speed private jet is arranged. Mi-sun builds a special portable signal jammer that can fool the radar. Luke works on the mechanism to open the plane's cargo door. And the hardest job falls on Camilla's shoulders. She has to fly that jet and keep it steady just a few feet below the Airbus A380. Even a slight mistake will cause both planes to crash and everyone dies. Moreover, to ensure air traffic control doesn't cause trouble, they bribe a Brussels ATC officer named Harry with $1 million. Finally, the day arrives. The Airbus loaded with Jorgensen's gold takes off from London. Cyrus, Abby, Denton, Magnus, and Luke board that plane disguised as passengers. And outside, taking their jet, Camilla and Mi-sun follow them. After the plane is in the sky, everyone jumps into action. Mi-sun remotely hacks the plane's CCTV and plays looped footage so the security guards don't suspect anything. Cyrus and Abby go to the plane's bathroom and start assembling the signal jammer. But in the tension, the jammer falls from Abby's hand and breaks. Meanwhile, Camilla has brought her jet under the Airbus. Since the jammer isn't working, two planes are visible on the ATC radar. For a moment, it seemed like everything was over. But just in time, Cyrus fixes the jammer and everything goes back to normal on the radar. From the ATC tower, Harry informs the pilot, "There is bad weather ahead, so you need to change your route." Actually, this was part of their plan. The plane is being taken over a desolate area. Inside the plane, Magnus enters the cargo section with a laser cutter. He starts the work of breaking the vault's lock. Meanwhile, Jorgensen's right-hand man, Donald, and his crew were on the plane. They get suspicious hearing the pilot's announcement. Donald starts moving towards the cockpit with his gang to hijack the plane. Their intention was to take the gold and go straight to Jorgensen's hideout. A fierce fight breaks out inside the plane. Cyrus and Abby work together to stop Jorgensen's goons. Hand-to-hand combat ensues in the narrow aisles of economy class. Denton, who is a bit shy by nature, also starts fighting courageously. At one point, while fighting Donald, Cyrus ties him with a seatbelt. But since there were more goons, they get somewhat cornered. Down in the cargo section, Magnus successfully cuts open the vault. He sees the gold bars packed in small boxes. He quickly prepares to take them out. But due to the fighting above, the pilot loses control and the plane starts shaking violently. Because of this turbulence, Magnus gets thrown around in the cargo section. Outside, Camilla also gets into trouble with her jet. Her jet is on the verge of colliding with the Airbus. With great difficulty, Camilla maintains balance, but the plane now has to make an emergency landing. Harry instructs them to land at a small airport near the Alps, but the runway there is completely covered in ice. Landing a huge plane like the A380 there means certain death. Still, the pilot had no other choice. After the plane lands on the icy runway, the wheels start slipping. Before the plane skids off the runway, the pilot uses reverse thrusters and somehow stops the plane. Camilla also lands successfully with her jet. As soon as they land, Jorgensen's men take over the entire plane. They take Cyrus, Abby, and the rest as hostages. They transfer the gold boxes to Cyrus's jet. Then, on Jorgensen's orders, they take Cyrus, Abby, and Camilla onto that jet and head towards Jorgensen's private villa in Italy. They leave the rest of the team members behind in the Airbus. Interpol boss Huxley finds out that the gold wasn't stolen, but is going into the villain's hands instead. He goes mad with rage. He informs NATO that a private jet has been hijacked and there are terrorists on board. He orders them to blow up the jet with a missile. Knowing Abby is on the plane, Huxley doesn't care. His point is, Jorgensen must not get the gold. 2 NATO fighter jets arrive and lock targets on Cyrus's jet. They give 60 seconds to surrender. Inside the plane, another round of fighting is going on. The goons were forcing Camilla to fly the plane. Cyrus smartly turns on the LED display panel under the plane and writes in big letters, "Civilians on board." The NATO pilots get confused seeing this message. They cancel the attack and return to base. But the danger hasn't passed yet. Due to the struggle inside the plane, the control panel gets damaged. Camilla somehow crash lands the plane in the garden in front of Jorgensen's villa. Jorgensen was watching from his villa balcony. He is extremely happy. His gold has landed right at his feet. He calls the leader of his hackers and says, "Start the work, the gold has arrived." The hackers, now that the money is confirmed, go to upload the code to cause floods in the system. Cyrus and Abby come out of the crashed plane, looking injured. Jorgensen comes in front of them with a pistol in hand. Just then, the police and the Italian Carabinieri force arrive. Jorgensen starts acting very smart. He says, "Officer, these people are thieves. They crashed a plane into my house to kill me. I'm just standing here for self-defense." The police start believing Jorgensen because there is no evidence against him. The gold is his legal property. Cyrus smiles slightly and says, "Is that really so?" Suddenly, the hacker Mi-sun hacks the cameras attached to the plane and plays video footage on the giant screen. In that video, we see that Jorgensen had shot and killed the Leviathan leader with his own hands just a while ago. After seeing this live evidence, the police arrest Jorgensen. Everyone thinks the mission is successful. Jorgensen went to jail, the hackers didn't get the money, and the flood didn't happen. But what about the gold? Huxley comes and seizes those gold boxes. He thinks, thank God, at least the gold was recovered. A few weeks later, Cyrus and Abby meet at a beautiful location, and here is where the movie's real twist is revealed. Abby asks Cyrus, "By the way, the gold Huxley took away, was that really gold?" A flashback shows the real incident. When they were in the cargo vault of the Airbus mid-air, after Magnus cut the vault, he didn't take out the gold boxes. Instead, they had already made some boxes looking exactly the same, which contained iron inside and had a golden-colored coating on top. Magnus ties the real gold boxes to a parachute and throws them down through the cargo door. And he leaves those fake gold boxes in the vault. Down below in the middle of the sea, Luke was waiting with a boat. he receives the $500 million worth of real gold coming down via a parachute. Meaning, what Huxley took was just painted iron. And Jorgensen is going to rot in prison for the rest of his life. In the final scene of the movie, we see that Cyrus's entire team, Misun, Denton, Camila, Magnus, and Luke, everyone has shared that gold. They are now each owners of millions of dollars. And Abby is also no longer an Interpol agent. She's signed up for the Thieves team and becomes Cyrus's partner in crime. Oh, guys, this is called a master plan. The Thieves didn't just fool the villain, they also made fools out of Interpol and NATO. Which part of this movie did you find the most awesome? That plane hijack midair or this last gold-swapping twist? Definitely let me know in the comments. That's all for today's video. I tried to present every detail for you. If you enjoyed the video, then please hit the like button because a lot of effort went into writing such a big story, guys. And for those who haven't subscribed yet, subscribe right now and become a member of our family. See you very soon with a new explosive movie recap. Until then, everyone stay well, stay healthy. Bye-bye.